Bloomberg Audio Studios. Podcasts, radio, news.
The Stock Movers Report, your roundup of companies making moves in the stock market, harnessing the power of Bloomberg data.
Let's take a look at some of the stocks on the move today. I'm Paul Sweeney alongside Nora Melinda, and we're joined by Bloomberg's Lisa Mateo. Lisa, what are you looking at?
All right, we're starting with Keurig Dr Pepper, ticker KDP. Their shares have been up as much as 8%. So a few things. Sales for the third quarter beat estimates. It raised its full year sales outlook to be in that high single digit range. U.S. coffee sales, which had shrunk actually for the 10 previous quarters, grew 1.5%. The focus, though, is really turning to this acquisition of Dutch coffee company JDE Peet. It basically announced that the $18 billion deal back in August, and now it says it's raising $7 billion from Apollo and KKR to help finance that acquisition. Investors are going to like that because they had concerns that it was going to be taking on too much debt from that. But Keurig Dr Pepper, they plan to separate their beverage and their coffee business by the end of 2026.
Wow. Shares of KDP down about 15% so far this year.
Yeah.
I like Dr. Pepper, but I don't drink it that often.
So not your go-to.
It's not a go-to.
But in the rotation.
Once in a while, I'll throw it in there.
See, I'm more on the coffee side of things.
Oh, you're on the
soda
coffee
side of
tea.
things.
Dr. Pepper's big in Texas. That's where it's from originally. So there you go.
I didn't
know
that. So yes, baby apparel
Jess Mann
company.
told me that back in the day.
Well, she's from Texas.
Yeah.
Right.
So we have baby apparel company Carter's. This is ticker CRI. Their shares have been down as much as 7%. And they say basically that tariffs are dragging down its earnings. They said they can expect to incur a pre-tax earnings impact from additional tariffs of about $200 million to $250 million a year. They said their full year guidance would also remain suspended. But here's like the bigger news when you look into it. It said it's going to close about 150 stores in North America after their leases expire over the next 3 years. And that's up from a previous target of 100 stores. They also plan to reduce their office workforce by about 15%. We're hearing that a lot from companies, cutting about 300 positions. And they expect that reduction to create about $35 million in annual savings starting next year. So that's some big news from Carter's.
Yeah, I mean, I can't imagine that's what we want for our American businesses. This company's based in Atlanta, Georgia. Yeah. Is that the effect of tariffs that we want on the economy?
I haven't seen a Carter's in a while.
Well,
I've seen a lot of their stores closing. I know
it's
interesting.
that thing,
okay.
But it's still out there, and we haven't talked about it much. But yeah, their shares have been taking a hit too from it. So we go from children's clothing to let's go to pharma. We have Avidity Biosciences. It's ticker RNA, and their shares have been soaring as much as 43%. So the news behind it is that you have Swiss drugmaker Novartis. They've agreed to buy the company. It's a $12 billion deal. You like the mergers? It's Novartis. Novartis' biggest acquisition in more than a decade. Wow. So it's big news for them. It's also adding several potential treatments to its portfolio because Novartis, it's facing a lot of competition from those cheap generics later this year, especially for its 3 key drugs. That's it, like its heart medicine includes as well. So Avidity, they're developing experimental drugs to treat diseases, including neuromuscular illness. But Novartis has 2 to 3 Avidity drugs they're expected to launch before 2030. They say they have a multi-billion-dollar sales potential, so they really see a lot in this company. And then as part of this deal, Avidity is going to separate its early stage cardiology programs into a new company, and some of all of that, which Avidity can sell to a third party. So there's kind of a lot behind this. But I mean, you just heard a lot of biotech M&As, like from large companies buying smaller drug makers, with this innovative technology, so they can help them like boost their revenue. Older drugs are losing those patent protection, and that's the real issue here.
The Stock Movers Report from Bloomberg Radio. Check back with us throughout the day for the latest roundup of companies making news on Wall Street. And for the latest market-moving headlines, listen to Bloomberg Radio live. Catch us on YouTube, Bloomberg.com, and on Apple CarPlay and Android Auto with the Bloomberg Business app.